and welcome everybody to the Chinese Grand Prix sprint race. That's right, the sprint race in China will be 19 laps. You see the grid right up on the screen. It goes Norris, Verstappen, Hamilton. Gasly makes it up in fourth. Piastri, Lawson, Russell, Antonelli, Leclerc, Hulkenberg, and Bortoleto. Alonso, Sainz, Doohan, Ocon, Behrman, Albon, Hadjar, Stroll, and Sonoda rounds out the sprint race grid. If you guys enjoy, remember to like and subscribe. Go follow the Instagram down in the link below and enjoy the race. And the sprint race in China is underway with Lando Norris taking a decent start. Max Verstappen, though, around the outside. He's going to go down the inside next for the next corner. Lando Norris gets ahead, but Max Verstappen is trying to power ahead of Lando, and he does it. Max Verstappen takes the lead off the start. Pierre Gasly, who had an amazing qualifying in the Alpine, is up to third. Now going for second on Lando Norris. Of course, this is just the sprint, so doesn't matter as much as the race. But Pierre Gasly up to second place in the Alpine car. 3 wide in the back for, I believe that would be 6th place. Charles Leclerc gets ahead. But no, Liam Lawson powers right back by everybody. Of course, Max Verstappen had that engine issue in in Australia, so he's trying to make up the time that the points that he lost. 0 points. This would be his first points of the season. For the reigning champion, Oscar Piastri powers past Pierre Gasly, but Pierre Gasly powers right back by him. He says, "Nope, give me that back, please," and gets the move done. So everything is calmed out. Antonelli holding the last point. He also has 0 points, but Hulkenberg powers through. Antonelli trying to get that back. He's not going to get it back, though. Max Verstappen holding it out front. Lando Norris down to 7th in the McLaren after starting first. Lewis Hamilton after starting third. Down to 9th. He just passed Kimi Antonelli, though. But Max Verstappen in first, holding it out front, trying to keep the advantage to Piastri, but Piastri is closing. Piastri's closing down the back straightaway. This is the fastest that they'll go. And down the inside, no. For the lead, Piastri. Past Max. Max is going to go down the inside again. Getting held up a bit by Piastri. Piastri has much more damage. Gasly. Oh my god, this is an amazing battle for the lead. Gasly is now in the battle for the lead. Piastri got pushed out a little bit there. And now had to give up the place to Piastri. Or to Gasly. Piastri did, I mean. But Max Verstappen holds it out front. Gasly right behind. Then comes Gasly, Piastri, George Russell, Lando Norris. The battle for 6th is gone. Lewis Hamilton, Lawson. Lewis Hamilton started 3rd. He's trying to make up his way back. Albon holds the final point now over Ocon and Hadjar. The first of the pitters is Leclerc in 15th place. That will obviously come much further Oscar Piastri, who was in 3rd, into the pits now. Where's he going to come out? He's going to come out in 11th. Just a little bit ahead of Kimi Antonelli, so maybe this undercut will work for the Italian. We will have to wait and see. Oscar Piastri obviously trying to undercut everybody. I think this is going to be the time Max Verstappen has to come into the pits. It will be. As well as Russell, Gasly on the hards, though. He's been fighting for the lead on the hards, which is just an insane thing on its own. But we have to see where Max Verstappen is going to come out. Max Verstappen comes out ahead of Piastri, very crucially ahead of Piastri. But has to get by these two slower cars, not lap cars, and does very easily. Up to 3rd on the track. And Piastri now has to get by these two cars. And that is Lando Norris, I believe, in. So the only one of the only cars not to pit, Lando Norris. Where's he gonna end up actually? Behind Russell. Behind nobody else. So he's in a net P4 right now. But we have to wait and see where Pierre Gasly's gonna come out. When he's even gonna pit. Pierre Gasly still probably has a few more laps left on these tires. So we'll have to see. He could be going for the one stop here in the sprint. This is Kimi Antonelli, he was one of the first ones to pit. Goes down the inside and takes the final point off of Behrman. He also didn't have a very good Australian Grand Prix weekend, but is now powering through, taking 2 points now with Tsunoda just pitting right there. And these two in front of them, Ocon and Norris, would be, or no, sorry, that wasn't, it was Tsunoda pitting, sorry. So is the battle on anywhere? No, but Gasly still out front. He's been able to hold the gap at around 4 seconds, 4.5 seconds. So if he's able to keep it there, oh, now it's down to 3.3, 3.6. If he's able to keep it around that 4-second gap, he would come out about just behind Piastri, but would be on much, much newer tires than the others. But remember, he has to hold this gap to Piastri for that to even be possible for him. Are they pulling him in this lap? Yes, they are. So where's Gasly going to end up? That is the main question. Is he going to the end? I think most people will be doing another stop before the end of this race. Gasly's going to put him out in P5. So this is a Max Verstappen show out front. And yeah, Kimi Antonelli actually just came into the pits. Probably going to be his final pit stop of the race. No battles around. This is for the final point of the sprint race. Lewis Hamilton, who got 0 points in Australia, which, like Max Verstappen, Charles Leclerc into the pits now. Lewis Hamilton had a similar engine issue to Verstappen. Finished, I believe, 19th. And he's trying to make that back up, just like Verstappen is, but not doing as good of a job as Verstappen right now. Pierre Gasly on the much newer tires than everybody else, gaining on Lando Norris. This Alpine car seems to be hooking up, at least his seems to be hooking up around this Chinese Grand Prix circuit, around the outside, down the inside. Gets pushed a little bit into the grass by Lando. Gonna have another look at it. Pierre gets pushed again into the grass. Lando Norris getting the elbows out, maybe a little too much. Ocon looking for Haas's first points as well. If Ocon were to score here, that would mean in one I'd say and a half Grand Prix weekends, every team is able to score a point, which would be a record. Verstappen in for his second and final stop. I think the only one who will make it on one stop will be Pierre Gasly. We'll have to see, though. For the lead, the two McLaren cars. Lando much faster than Piastri right now. Seems like. Although Piastri has the fastest lap of the Grand Prix. Seems like Lando's tires are a little bit better right now, but it looks like Pierre's are the best. Lando is not giving Pierre any room to speak. But there he goes. He has the better line, and he's going to take it. Pierre Gasly is on course to win this Chinese Grand Prix sprint race, obviously. It would be huge for this Alpine team. It would be huge for him. It would be his first win in this Alpine car. Obviously, it wouldn't count as a real race win, but it would count towards the points, count towards his legacy, and count towards the record books of the sprint races since they've been introduced. The most being won is Max Verstappen with 11, but everybody else only has either 1 or 2. So Pierre Gasly trying to get into that record book, but it looks like Lando's going to come back around the inside for second. Good battle. Piastri's trying to pull away, trying to use this to pull away. Max Verstappen, though, has he made up any time? He's made up about a second that lap, but it's not. He's gonna have to keep up that pace plus some more if he wants to get up into this podium spot, at least even. Now Gasly pulling away from Lando Norris. The final lap coming up. Is Piastri gonna hold on? He's been pretty dominant this sprint race weekend, but on very much older tires. Gasly, who had an amazing qualifying, made it to Q3, qualified P4. Is he going to do it? Is Gasly going to catch up? He's putting back together an amazing last lap, but I don't think it's going to be enough. The Australian had a terrible race weekend in his home country, but he's going to take home the checkered flag in the Chinese sprint race. Pierre Gasly second and Lando Norris third. Max Verstappen almost caught back up in fourth. Russell fifth. Ocon is going to take Haas's first points in sixth. Lost in seventh. Alexander Albon takes it at the line from Charles Leclerc, the final point. Both Ferraris out of the points. Unbelievable race. Unbelievable from Pierre Gasly. Here's the full classification for the sprint race. Piastri first, Gasly second, Lando Norris, Verstappen, Russell, Ocon in sixth, Liam Lawson, Albon, both Ferraris 9th and 10th, Behrman 11th, Hadjar 12th, Kimi Antonelli 13th, 14th Bortoleto, Hulkenberg 15th, Alonso 16th, Tsunoda 17th, Duhan 18th, Carlos Sainz, and Lance Stroll round out the grid. Here are the driver and constructor standings. So Leclerc holds it out in the lead. Russell, though, gaining points on him with Lawson. Piastri moving up to fourth. Bortoleto fifth still with his amazing Australian Grand Prix. Alonso, Norris, Gasly moves into the top 10. Hadjar and Verstappen also moves into the top 10. The constructors very, very close as well. Top four separated by 3 points. Then Stake, Aston, Alpine, and every team scores a point down to RB, Williams, and Haas at the bottom of the grid. So that'll do it for the Chinese Grand Prix sprint race. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, subscribe, like, and stick around for the Grand Prix in a few days. See you guys later.